important things. So, hi, I'm Esther, and
Yael
Yael.
Friedman, Esther Barnea.
Yeah. So we decided to, me and Yael, we're always talking about astrology, and we have all this beautiful conversation. And then we thought to ourselves, like, if we already talk like such powerful things, and we give examples, and why can't we share with you our thoughts too? So here we are, and we're talking about yesterday. We were just sitting and talking about the March and the eclipse and everything that is happening. So we're just gonna have nice conversation like we had yesterday, and we always have, because me and Yael are friends.
So welcome to our house.
Yeah. We're friends for, I don't know, 20,
Right.
30 years.
Wow. That's a long time, no?
Yes.
So many things happening, and especially now, things are so quick. What happened last year, it looks like, wow, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
From the freshness, from really how were you like a year ago? The changes are so deep and so wild.
Yeah.
That's why it's good to talk about those things, because many people are going into such a transformation and changing in their life. People are changing what they're doing. They're changing the life of a relationship, the opinions, the place where they're living. So much movement.
Yeah.
And the more we know what's really happening, like the universe can always help us to understand what's the road, what is really the possibilities of this year, of this week, of this month. And Mars is an incredible time, no? One of the peaks time of 2025. So many things concentrated in maybe even a week. Boom. Right?
I'm only look at this eclipse, all the things happening. I'm looking at the chart of the eclipse, and I was like, oh my God, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and this. I was like, oh my God, where are you?
How can
you handle it?
Yeah.
How can you handle it?
Right.
So
and the eclipse is happening on Friday, no? 29.
Yeah, on the 29th.
Right.
Yeah.
And what is it, eclipse? Maybe a lot of people don't know what is the meaning. Physically, what is eclipse? What is happening?
Okay, so it's a solar eclipse. It's when the sun and the moon are coming together. They are the same in astrology. They're the same degree, right? But they also very close to the nodes of the moon. So every time the nodes of the moon are involved, it's about karma, right? It's
a destiny.
It's destiny. It's a karma. It's a portal that opens up. So so we had couple of weeks ago we had lunar eclipse, and lunar eclipse is when the sun and the moon are opposite one another, but in this of the same degree, so they're exactly the opposite, right? And and they're close to the nodes. It means that the moon is covering the sun, and we can see an eclipse. But okay, that's only physicality, but in the spiritual level is a deep change.
Right.
It's a deep change. And I think what's important for me to say here, that we are waiting for eclipse to happen, like the eclipse will create the change for us. And the eclipse, it doesn't matter what happened in the sky, like this eclipse, there's so many things happening. So if I'm not going to do anything with my life, I cannot expect something to happen. I mean, I have to activate it with my own behavior, with my own doing, with my own consciousness, with my own something. I need to activate it, because change never comes from the outside, always from the inside. So that's I think that's why me and you are working very well together, and we always kind of align with what we think, because I think you also believe that, right?
Definitely. And you can see one of the sign of this eclipse, that it's happening in I think it's 9 degrees in Aries. So the sign that was chosen to be involved in this eclipse is representing independency, representing I'm the one that need to do it. That's Aries. Aries is I will do it. I am alone and I will do it by myself. The need to do it by ourselves. And we all need it. We all want to be independent. We all want to feel that I really in charge of my life.
Right.
And I think that eclipse has a lot to do with, I really want to accept myself and to my reality and to work with that. That's why the whole eclipse is so powerful, because on the same time happening a lot of time, there's like a dialogue between Aries and Pisces, right? Saturn is still in Pisces, and Neptune is about to enter. I think Neptune is entering same week.
Yeah, yeah.
On the
it's,
30th of March, Neptune is entering Aries.
Oh my God.
So we have like a big meal over here, right? What a meal. Totally different condimentos, different type of food involving in this Neptune inside Aries.
Oh my God, Neptune.
That's two very opposite material. Saturn inside Pisces, that's another story. And the eclipse in between.
Yeah.
So there is some kind of a new material that is happening. Like, a lot of time when things are happening to us in life, and after you going over it, there is like something, a new energy that creating inside of you, the result of all these things you need to walk with. And that's what I'm going back to how we started. The purpose of the eclipse is really just to give us opportunities, practical opportunities, and a space where to do our work. That's all. It's just opening a window that you can see. For example, Neptune in Pisces, Neptune is going to go into Aries. Neptune is more about illusions and dreams and a little escape, and the energies in Aries is a lot about action, and Aries is famous for being very impatient, and not only now, yesterday it should be all done. Everything is, and don't be near a hungry Aries. To tell you, I have examples of my private life. Don't talk to Aries when they're hungry. So I can see it's even double energy, very concentrated, because Aries is the one that's going to feel it a lot because it's happening inside Aries. And Aries is a type of energy that cannot stay quiet. No. Aries is about reaction. Sometimes there's too much reaction. Sometimes it's very impulsive. But it's a type of energy that has this leadership. And I have a feeling that this is something that we're all going to feel. How we're going to feel it? Maybe things that will happen in our life that will ask us to lead her.
To lead our own life.
Yes.
To lead our own life.
You need to take choices. You need to take decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. To take decisions.
And to
pioneer, the Aries, the pioneer.
Even though that it's not safe. Yes. Even though that it's not clear, nothing is really known what will be.
I think that's the gift of Aries. They don't care.
Right.
They don't care if they're gonna, they care to fail. I'm not gonna say about Aries.
But they love the adrenaline.
But they love the adrenaline. They have so much adrenaline.
Right.
I can't wait to feel that adrenaline, with moving forward.
Adventure of life.
Yeah.
To jump into the options, to jump into the opportunities.
Yeah.
Not to think too much.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I entered I was looking at the chart of the eclipse, I saw something and I got something from it, and I want to share and to see what you're thinking about it. Right. So we have the sun and the moon, 9-degree Aries. So that's the eclipse, right? That's we need to move forward. This is the Aries energy, the pioneering and everything. Mercury in retrograde, 0 Aries. Now, Mercury is basically Mercury is the traveler between the upper world and the lower world, right? That's Mercury is the messenger,
right?
Is bringing messages from the upper world into our life, right? That's Mercury. Mercury retrograde, it means we go back we can receive messages, that it's in Aries, so that will make us to move forward, that will help us to move forward. But where is it bringing that? Because Neptune 29-degree Pisces, Venus in retrograde also in Pisces, Saturn is in Pisces. So it's like Pisces is basically the end of the cycle. Aries is the beginning of a cycle. And Mercury is just in the middle, between them, basically closing one cycle and open another.
Right.
Like closing something Piscean from a past life or a certain karma, Or if we really take, you know, when we
Of
say take,
attitude, closing type of patterns of attitude that
exactly.
people are using long time.
Exactly, because we
Right.
say, oh, past life cycles, we can go into movies, they have expectation. It's not about that. It's about like, I used to have this type of consciousness. I used to look at life in a pessimistic way, but I'm deciding now that I want to look at life in a more optimistic way. And that Mercury will help us shift from an old consciousness, from an old pattern, from an old behavior, from an old habits, because the eclipse is the south node is in Virgo, right? So it's habits. So now the north node is in Pisces, it's changing habits. So about moving from habits, from robotical behavior into a totally new life of, I'm deciding, because Aries, can you tell Aries what to do? Probably not, right? So I'm deciding, I'm taking my hands in my own, I'm deciding if I want that chocolate or not my old behaving needy, depressed, whatever wants that chocolate. Like, do I want, is it good for me? No. I'm deciding, I'm taking charge, areas of my life. So what do you think about that concept? Like,
I think it's very like giving a big picture of what's really happening. And I agree that it has to do with habits and change of way of seeing life. And that's how Mercury also is involved. It's like an open us a fresh view of the options. Because a lot of time we find ourselves stuck in the place where we feel stuck. I tried it already 5 times. I did it already 3 times. I'm almost 3 years in the same, all this way of the kind of thinking that life is stuck and things cannot really be changed. And this is a breaking through that we all can go with. We can go inside it and create this breaking through. I have a feeling we don't have a lot of choice because the reality is pushing us that we really don't know what will be tomorrow. So everything is open, everything can be. And that's why I think it's the Mercury can be also the messenger, bring us solutions, ideas. What I need to do a lot of time is just something in the physical world will always help you to move forward. It cannot be that we are here in this physical world, but the physicality is out and not connecting to my problem, to my where I'm stuck. So because Mercury is in 0 degree in Aries, I have a feeling that it will be more like fresh and like a child point of view that will, but not a child that is very spoiled, that just need all the attention. The child that is open-minded and ready to, with curiosity and adventure, to explore his life.
Yeah, that's exciting.
That feeling that whatever was like you're saying, closing a circle with Neptune that's also going from there, and the Venus in retrograde that very talking about what makes me happy, what I'm satisfied, how can I be really value with myself. So everything is moving from each angle, but to the same direction of self-independence and do your own choices. I think Mercury is a good position for a new beginning in that field, that place. That's incredible. And also, I think that, tell me what you think about the Venus in retrograde that needed to go on the opposite, because the all movement from in Venus in this retrograde in 2025 was started at Aries and ended in Pisces. Exactly the opposite. So we have like 2 movements, very opposites. One from Pisces to Aries, and the other one is from Aries.
But Mercury also will.
And Mercury also.
So I think it's still it's all about a new beginning, because again, it's Pisces. So if Mercury is the thought process, right? It's like the way I used to think doesn't work for me anymore. So even if I did something, like you said, 500 times and I failed, maybe in the 501 time I will succeed. We can never give up. And that's what's great about Aries. Aries never give up. I mean, they are like, they don't take no for an answer. So we need to use that energy. So going to the Pisces, which has the tendency to be victim.
Right.
right? So that victim consciousness of, oh, I didn't make it, why would I make it now, doesn't work. So you close that victim cycle of what happened, and you start again,
Right.
again.
But
And
I want to add to it, because sometimes it's more about the ego, the part of Aries, to again and again and again, because I want it. One of the big energy that all this changing is bringing us to be more flexible with what reality is trying to teach us, to give us, to bring us to a better place. So sometimes we're stuck on something that we think that that's what will make me happy,
yeah,
but in the end of the day, it wasn't. And the help from the universe is to help you to say, no, move to other way, because this is not what really make you happy. So you can insist, and you can spend a lot of years, the best years of life, by trying to do something that in the end of the day won't even bring you to be happy.
but that's why Venus is in retrograde too.
Yes.
Because they both, so Venus is about, what do I want?
Exactly.
You see, so Venus is like, what do I really, what's going to make me happy? So when you have both of them, it's not about, I'm talking more about not something specific. I started that business, then this has to happen, but it's about the success.
Trusting that you can do
Trusting
it.
that I can do it. That's okay.
That's a
So thank you
very
for
Aries.
sharpening it, because
Right.
it's true. Because it's like, because Venus can help us.
Mhm.
Okay, this business is not working, because Venus is about money, for example, also about relationship.
Right.
This relationship, I'm not working. I'm not going to insist if it doesn't work, but I'm going to value. It's re-evaluate, like that Venus, the relationship, the money, the value at all. First of all, what's my value? With which values do I work? If I have a value of honesty, and my business is a little,
Right.
then it doesn't match.
When I swallow it, I'm not happy in the end.
Exactly. So the fact that we have both of them in retrograde, so we need to, what makes to evaluate what makes us happy. Are we in the right place to see reality? And then Mercury needs to have that certainty of, it's okay, we'll make it. So maybe if we're not going to go to the right, we're going to go a little bit to the left, but I still know the goal. I still know I can make it. But maybe the whole thing that happening with finishing a cycle and open a new one is to figure out the reality, the way you say, like, am I in the right place? Am I doing what I like to do? And from this realization to move forward.
Another thing I want to add to it, to sharpen it, as you're saying, is that Chiron is what is representing the pain that we carry with us,
Right.
certain of a pain that we never really solved. And it's in Aries.
It's in Aries.
It's in Aries.
Yeah.
And why it's in Aries? It's in Aries a long time already. It's in Aries because the whole thing about doing and choosing and do these decisions has to do with accepting this pain. Because a lot of time we want something and we try hard and we move, but we never really solve the pain that involved with this.
Right.
You can see it a lot in relationship.
Yeah.
A lot of time we are so afraid to go deep inside the relationship. We're so afraid to expose ourselves to relationship. We always keep things, like from a distance. We have such a big fear of being hurt. And so it's combination of maturity about what we want.
Yeah.
And the real maturity is to be aware what I'm so afraid of and to jump. That's where we need the brave of the
bravery
Aries.
of the Aries.
Like for me, it's so hard to talk and to do videos. I think for you also.
Yeah.
So we choose to be in action, and we choose to do it, whatever it is, just to jump into it and to go through all what is provoking. Oh, I'm not good in talking. I don't speak good English. I'm very afraid of what people will think of me. Whatever it is, the more I'm like the energy of Aries will helping a lot. I'm jumping into it. I'm willing to feel it. I'm willing to go through it because I want to overcome it. And the only way to overcome something is to experience it.
Exactly.
If not, it's just another that, we own it, or it stays, and it stays till we can solve it. Right.
Yeah. It says about Aries, right? It says about Aries, about bravery, not about Aries. Aries is bravery, but it says about to be brave is not that I'm not afraid. I am afraid, but I'm doing it anyway. That's bravery. Because otherwise it's not even about bravery, right? It's about brave is, yes, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to go into
That's
my
so
emotions.
nice.
I'm afraid to get hurt. I'm afraid to fail.
Mhm.
But I'm afraid to fail so much. And I know
I'm
if I'm gonna
frozen,
do
then I'm
something, and I'm
frozen.
frozen, yeah. But I'm afraid, and I'm gonna do it anyway, just
Right.
because I'm brave. And that's, I think that's the eclipse, that's the energy of Aries is
Right.
giving us. That bravery.
That's right.
You know, like a couple of years ago, I made a big change in my life, like tremendously big.
Mm.
And I knew I needed courage, and I just couldn't find it. So I read books about courage. I got, you know, whatever energy that I could. I listened to people that told you how to, and I was just begging and begging and begging, give me the courage and give me the courage and give me the courage. And it took a long time until, you know, it happened one day without thinking about it. It just
Wow.
happened. So it's just
I
like,
love what you said
it's
there, that
like,
without thinking about it.
yeah,
That's so correct, because that's what's the more you letting go of something,
yeah,
the solution will come.
yeah,
But letting go of the obsess that it will be solved.
yeah,
Deal with it, but don't be victim of the obsess that everything will happen and the way you want it to happen. That's what
exactly.
happened, I
Of
think, in
the
this.
outcome, basically.
Yeah, that
You
it will
let
be
go
a
of the
result
outcome, yeah,
now, and I want to
yeah,
do it, and I want to make my goal. I want to do it. I want to feel brave.
yeah. And
Yeah,
I think
that's
that's the bravery,
incredible.
just ask. And I think we cannot forget that we can ask for help. We are not alone.
Right.
So we ask for help. So I think there's
But
two
we need to
things.
remember that the help coming to us has a condition, only if you're helping yourself. If you're on the road of helping yourself, it can really happen. But if a person just doesn't do the effort with himself, it's not really real. The help is cannot appear. It's the
Yeah.
rules of this universe.
But I want to say something about it,
Yeah.
because from years of experience, and I'm sure you know
Right.
that yes, we need to do something about it. But to do something about it, this is already, everybody needs to know themselves.
Yes.
And that's already required a personal, you know,
Right.
consultant or certain, because what you need to do with your life, the step you need to take is not the step I need to take. And sometimes we listen to lectures, or we listen to, you know,
Right.
conversation like we are having, and we all think that there's one thing we need to do, and we need to work very hard.
Right.
But
Right.
remember, we're in Aquarius time.
Right.
So Pluto is in Aquarius, even in the solar, even in the eclipse. I think like Saturn and Uranus
Yeah.
are they're squaring or trining. I think trining. So it's about like freedom.
Right.
So
It's a personal
it's a
process.
personal
It's a
process.
very
So
personal.
if you don't know your personal steps to go, then you really need to find out what they are.
That's also Aries all about. It's
Yeah,
about me. What's
yeah,
good, what's working with
yeah,
me, what's really my fears, what's really my solution for them is
yeah,
in my hand. That's help a lot also
yeah,
to accept yourself.
yeah,
We all think
yeah.
that somebody else has this recipe
Answers.
for me, or
No,
this answer for me, or
exactly.
this indication where I should go and what should I do, and will give me this formula
Yeah,
that I will be able to control my life. But it's ridiculous to
yeah,
think in 2025 to still think that you have a control on your life. It's a risky thinking, because
yeah,
you don't know what happened in 5 minutes from now, right?
right.
The velocity of the events are very strong.
Yes,
So we need to learn how to really find out, as you're saying, find your own personal growth, what brings you happiness. And it's the most easiest to find, what are you so afraid of?
yeah,
Because whatever you want is always covered with a road that has those fears that you came
right.
to
So
to
basically, what
let
we need to
go.
do is to let go of the fears.
Right.
To really let go of the fears, and this is all the Pisces subconscious fears into the light, Aries.
Right.
And I think that's the gift that we have now, to take those fears that are in the
Be
subconscious,
brave enough
sabotage
to.
our life, to be brave to face them, to know exactly where I'm going. I need to know where I'm going,
Right.
what's my personal work to do. Because for a Capricorn, you tell them, oh, you need to take responsibility, they'll blame themselves for everything. Right? And that's not what you need to do. Working hard physically is not necessarily what you need to do, because that's the easiest for you, Capricorn, right? But if you Pisces, is going to go and sacrifice,
Overgiving and overgiving.
right. So they think, oh, I need to take responsibility. So for them,
And
they're
to
going to
help
go give
others.
to help others. They're going to give more, and they're going to sacrifice more, and they're going to suffer more. So each one has their path of taking the next steps, and we need to be familiar with it.
Mhm.
And once
And be
we
patient
know
with
our
it.
path, so let's get them a formula, right? So first of all, to know our path,
Right.
to know who we are,
What I want. What makes me be
Yeah.
happy with myself. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Inside, honestly, a person can be
know.
connected to this information because we all have it inside.
Yeah, but the person needs to want to connect
Yes,
and not be
yes.
operated by fear. So first to know, then
Right.
to know what are the fears, and then be brave and just do the one step, like you said, take a
Jump
step,
into
jump
it.
in, do it.
Feel the experience.
Exactly,
Don't be
feel it.
afraid. And a lot of time when we feel this feeling happening, we pausing.
Yeah.
We can't. We don't know what to do. So
Yeah.
that's the work, is how to let it happen.
Yeah.
How to, if you need to cry, wonderful. You need to have a crisis moment, that's good. If you notice, the whole change now is accepting this. There is a space. It's normalized that
Yeah.
everybody going into emotional process. If you look back for like 100 years ago, you can see the people in a photo, family photo. My son is now in the family photos.
Yes, right.
You see people are so frozen. They cannot even smile. Everything is so tense. And now people are so totally over. There is like revolutionary, that always revolutionary need to go a little extreme in order to get the balance. But it's incredible the changing that is happening from that point of healing and really touching hard places, which we like was a taboo. We never touch it. Nobody have to. Still, there is a lot of big vibe now in the universe that people are trying to solve everything by power and pushing and all this energy.
That's
but
the other
it's
side. That's the illusion, really, the illusionary side.
that's the last energy, because the world is going into a very different vibe, and it's like in the middle right now. A lot of people are saying that, actually, we just talked about it. There is like, people are saying that the Mars of 2025, it's like a finishing of an era and a new one it's starting.
I don't know.
And like they said it's gonna happen with the last days of March, and really there is March where we are now. This exactly this year. And we all feel that there is an energy that is happening under the screen. You feel there's something new is creating, although the chaos is terrible and the fears is double-sized and regular.
But that's why the famous phrase, like the biggest light is after the biggest darkness, right? So I think this is where
to go through the darkness in order to let it go.
But the darkness is our fears. It's just like it's illusionary because it's not coming from now.
But the feeling is a feeling. Even though it's illusionary, that's the conversation with the mind. But what we feel, you cannot just calm down by saying that it's not logical, it's not reality.
No, you need to go through it. You need to cry.
To let it go. That it will go out.
Yeah.
It really need to go out of us. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's incredible time. So we can sit and feel sorry for the chaos, or we can just,
go with it. And accept what I'm feeling about it and moving forward.
I mean, we really have the two choices.
Right.
But like you said before, we don't really have a choice. Why? And I, I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart. I don't like to know that I don't have a choice. But honestly, it is like, we don't, because that's it. We've been pushed.
Right.
The choice we still have is either to be
what you're
miserable,
gonna do with it. Exactly.
Miserable.
Are you gonna to
miserable or moving forward? That's the only choice we have. There's nothing else.
To say that, so the world is terrible and this one and that one, blaming.
Oh my God, it brings and hate, and this is what brings all the the mess up that we're in.
But there are
Yeah.
people that they need to do this work of going out and say what opinion, and there are people that doesn't need to do it. It depending very on the personal growth of the
Exactly.
person
Yeah.
and his private story. So we're good.
Awesome. Yeah.
I really
Okay.
enjoyed
I
this.
enjoy that too. That's awesome. Well, we spoke a little bit about the new moon and the eclipse. I hope you enjoy that, and love you. See you around.
See you around.